Alright, first thing we're going to do today is we're going to do some anti-voxel etching, and this will actually lead into the next video, which will be putty. But I'm not going to do it all in one take. It's going to actually be two separate videos. This is a technique that was kind of developed with by Tsagh or Tsagh. So first thing you do, make a 5x5 like such and chop out the center in it like this. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to smooth the whole thing down with our smooth tool until we're happy with how thin or how small the circle is. The more you smooth it, the smaller the hole gets, and that will kind of come into play on what we're actually going to be etching and how thick the etch is. So let's go down to a little smaller there. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our selection tool and select this center section here. I'm going to do a Control C to copy, Control V to paste. Let's bring this a little bit more forward. I'm going to paste it there. As you can tell, I have this little itty bitty hole in the center here. The next thing we want to do is I'm going to take my add tool and I'm going to put it right close to it here. As you can tell, it won't let me unless I'm actually going to paste on the inside, and I don't want to do that. So come off to the side here, hold your shift key, click, and we're going to pull this off of the surface one voxel. I'm going to push it over into right in front of where that hole is, just like that. We're going to hit our checkbox to place it. Now basically this little handle here is it's basically just so you could be able to see what it is that you're doing, and you can actually take this handle or this voxel and shrink it down just so that it actually meets up pretty much the same thickness as your hole if you wish, but for this purpose we're just going to leave it at one solid voxel. The next thing we're going to do is take our selection tool and we're going to push in like this to where it's 3 deep and actually is selecting the handle. Grab the top, push it down, so we literally have a 3 by 1 by 1, just like this. Okay, now I want to take that selection tool and do a Control C to copy. Come over to our surface, do a Control V to paste, and let's bring this, that's in, that's 1 over, and that's one voxel spacing. And this is how we want to place it up against the wall, so you have that 1 spacing gap so that it matches that gap that we have over here. Once we have this in place, make sure that it is pasting with air right here at the very bottom. If it doesn't, then well, it's not going to do any much good. So make sure you're pasting with air, click check. Now if you look real closely here, we have that itty bitty hole right behind the block. Now I'm going to repeat this process right in a row, and you'll see what this actually creates. Now let's go up like that, and let's stop right there. Now let's go to the back side and you can actually see what this thing has done. A normal voxel size is this thick, and when you're laying down voxels, well, sometimes you just don't want that that thickness. Maybe you want just something a little thinner, and this etching process actually allows you to do that, and you can actually do some pretty intricate detail. There are some limitations, and I'm going to leave that to y'all to experiment with, but as you can tell, there's an angle here, right here behind, between this voxel and this voxel up here. Once we have actually got that angle in there, if we do a Control V to bring back that etching, let's go right back into that same corner and paste again. As you can tell, it has removed that awkward looking angle. So now we literally have a straight line. So after you do your two different angle faces, repaste back into the corner to make that correction. If you have another angle that's too close, you're going to be battling back and forth between that deformation. So try to keep your spacing as much as possible, at least 2, maybe 3 voxels away. And basically, once you get your shape kind of drawn out like so, like such here, let me just go ahead and put some down, and I just kind of put this in a line. Go back over my corner piece. Again, go back over the corner piece. And up here at the top, go back over my corner piece. So now I have my little snake looking design here. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my selection tool, select that whole entire area, and just the handles, that is. It looks like I forgot a corner to go back over, so let me go ahead and fix that right quick before I delete it. Alright, looks like we're good. So now I can select just the handles that I've placed up here, hit my delete key, and now I have the serpentine snake pattern in the wall etched out, and it's on both sides. Pretty neat little anti-voxel etching, and it was created by Tsagh, and it's definitely say thank you, let him know. And this will kind of lead into my next video, which will be putty voxels. Stay tuned for that.